Okay, so we're starting recording and starting the class. Well, that's good, no problem. Share screen. That is maybe this. Okay. So you can see my Power Excel access page, and this is the first table that we have made in the last day. Okay, so and just check, because in the design view we see that we already assigned the primary key, so our function is finished. Okay, so therefore I need to close it. I need to close this table. Just cross here, not there. Once again I am repeating, if you cross at the top cross, it will close or shut down your database. We do not want this, so therefore we need to only cross that smaller cross for the table. Okay, so after we shut down this or close this table, it will still here, but we have to create the second one. And for that, for creating anything, we need to find this create tab. So click there, find the table properties, and from the table properties we need to click there, click. A new table will appear. Here is the new table. Here you see the table 1. Actually this is the table 1 window. So change the view from datasheet to design. Okay, click the design, and it's asking the name, so providing the name course fee or course info. Enter the ID, viewing that ID and writing the name as course ID. The auto number should be the number, because I'm not using the auto number. Okay, then I'm writing course name, or I am writing department or faculty, whatever. So I'm just writing department. Okay, but you can write faculty as well. Okay, so for course ID is fine, short text, course ID number, course name short text, department and department is a short text, that's fine. So we do not have to change anything, and I do not want to add any more field here. So therefore I just switch the view to design datasheet view, and in the datasheet view wait for a minute. Save, yes, and then okay, for the number, as is a number there is a default value, so I don't want this 0 as a default value, so I'm just selecting it and deleting it. Okay, select, backspace, gone. Change the view, datasheet view, and here I'm putting some name. Say that I'm putting 013, course is management, just a pseudonym in fact. Department, so the course name say that organizational behavior, and department is management. Okay, say 401, that is applied statistics, department is statistics. and say 501, or maybe we can write 201. So say that accounting accounting, okay, introduction to accounting department. So this is the 3 courses. Okay, I am not adding more courses here. 3 courses should be fine, no problem. Okay, so this is the 3 courses I assigned, and I'm thinking that my student course info is fine, but there is a one problem. The problem is I didn't assign the primary key, so I have to go back to my design view, and therefore I need to assign the primary key. One important issue is, once you select any field as a primary key, the field must be select as number. Okay, the field must be select as number. So short text, that will not take as a number, as a short as a primary key. So I keep the cursor there, and then I assign that primary key here, and then I save it. Once again, I'm showing you how I do it. So just first keep the cursor here, select the primary key, and then save it. Once I save it, my file is ready, and then I can close it. But one important point, once again, do not write anything here. You should not leave any space there, and very, very careful. Okay, so you only need to write within the 3 column or 3 rows and 3 records. Pratik, do you want to tell me something? Save it and cross it. Okay, Pranto, Pratik, let me know what you want. Pranto, are you there? You raise your hand, and right now you have no presence.
Sir,
Yes,
hello?
yes.
স্যার স্বপ্না কানেক্ট হতে পারছে না স্যার ও কানেক্ট করতে বলছে
Why?
স্যার ও আমাকে বললো আপনাকে বলতে
I understand, but
এইখানে তো কোনো পাসকোড নাই বা কিছু নাই, নেটওয়ার্ক স্লো, সেই কারণে অ্যাড করতে পারছি না।
probably because there is no waiting room. I did not have this waiting room here. In fact, the waiting room is open. Okay, I can give her that ID. That's fine. Because let's see. There must have a joining ID. Let's see. Okay. Posted. Just a minute. This is the session ID, huh? This is the session ID. You can pass her. So this is the joining ID. Joining ID or session ID. Okay. So you can use that code, this one, and ask her to join. That is the one way. Can you see it? Hello?
জি স্যার দেখা যাচ্ছে
Okay, fine. Thank you.
this is 642 626 এটাই তো স্যার
Right, right. Yes. 66426261940. Okay. Then we need to jump to the third tables. The similar one, create tables, and then we need to change the view. This time I would say that it would be the payment table. Okay, payment info. Okay, payment info, and that is the ID, and that is the auto number. But this time I would say that I would like to use the auto number, but the ID will be used as a payment ID, not the ID, because ID is not clear. So that therefore I'm using the payment ID, and it is a primary key, and therefore you cannot touch it because it is a auto number, so it can automatically generate. Okay, in case of auto number, there you see that it will automatically generate. And then I need to write down that course fee. Okay, I need to write down that amount paid. Amount paid means the amount that student paid for a particular course. Sometimes say that course fee is 5,000 taka, student paid 300 taka, 3,000 taka, so that due is not clear, so there is some due. So one is course fee, other is amount paid, other is amount status, whether is payment is clear or not. The second one is due amount, how much money actually due, and last one is payment type. Okay, these are the field. Okay, so this is the one issues. Now here you see, then the course fee should be currency. This is the currency, and once you put the currency, default value will be 0. You can clean the currency. Amount paid, currency, clear. Amount status should be yes and no. So if a student paid full, then their status is clear, that is yes. If he or she doesn't pay the full or didn't pay the full, here status is not clear, so that should be no. Due amount, currency, need to delete the 0, and payment type would be the lookup wizard. Here you select short text, but later you need to choose the lookup wizard. Here the short text, but later you need to find the lookup wizard. And in case of lookup wizard, definitely I will select the second option. I will type the value that I want, just like a gender. Click there, next, and here I can write bank EFT or bank transfer, okay, or check, payment by check, payment by cash, payment by Visa card, payment by Master's card, or payment by Amex, or payment by any mobile commerce like Bkash, or maybe we do not take the Bkash because many university doesn't allow. So say that EFT, check, cash, Visa card, Mastercard, Amex, that's fine. Okay. Then next, finish. But here is one twist. The twist is, I said that MS Access is a relational database, and in the relational database, same data actually stored in a same table. So here you see that in student information table, that only keep student information, course information table that only keep course information, and payment information table is only keep payment information. But at the same time, we said that in each table there will be one primary key, because primary key is important to identify the table. At the same time, there will be some foreign key. So the foreign key is just a duplicate of the primary key. But among these three tables, we did not have any foreign key. So therefore, you may not have this relationship between course and student, because no field are the same. I'm just opening the course fee and also opening the student information. You see that none of the field from the student info and the course info are similar. So we cannot join these two tables together. Plus, in case of payment info, there are no common field that can join that payment information table with course info and student info. Okay, but we must have something common. Therefore, we can use this relationship tab to join the table each another. Okay, so very carefully, in case of the payment info, we have to use that course ID and student ID as a foreign key. Okay, once we insert student ID from that table and course ID from that table as a foreign key into payment information table, that means I can join student table with payment table and course table with payment table. But we cannot join course table with the student table, because student only be related to a course through the payment or through the CGPA or through the record. Hello? Okay, I'm giving, actually wait 5 minutes and then you will be clear there. Okay, let me find out some information. Okay, I download that theoretical discussion. Database. Actually, the primary key and secondary key, you have to be very clear about this primary key and secondary key. Primary key is a unique key, that I say that you cannot replicate it, but foreign key is a key that can be replicated. Okay, and actually I discuss it in the theoretical class, like the database class. but definitely there is no reason that you can remember it because it's a long ago. So here you see one of the slide. Hopefully you can see the slide. The first row here you see that supplier information, that is the primary key of the first table. Okay. For the second table, the primary key is product number or part number, and there is a no duplication because in case of primary key there is a no duplication. But here you see that is the supplier information and that is the product information, but this supplier information, supplier number, is also common in here, the supplier number, and that is as a foreign key. So what I am saying that if you want to join two table together, like supplier information table and product information table together, there must have one column which is common, and in these two columns the supplier information is common, supplier number is common. But in the first table, supplier number used as a primary key, and therefore there is a no duplication, this value is not duplicated. But here you see that in the second table, the same supplier number, the spelling you see that same, the spelling supplier number, the spelling is same, and the way it is written is the same. You have to maintain the same writing, same spelling, and same data characteristics. Say the supplier number in number in the first table, you define supplier number as a number. In the second table, you define supplier number as short text. You cannot make the relationship. You cannot make the relationship. In fact, you have to join the tables something like that. You see that two tables are joining, and therefore two tables create this table. That two blue tables here you see that one purple and one green. These two tables generate this yellow table or orange table, and that's the differences. Okay, so this is the supplier information and this is the product information, but these two tables actually generate these two tables. Here you see the two column is actually two column are selected from that table, and these two column actually selected from that table, and this is means after without joining you cannot make this table, and this is called query. This is called query, and therefore there must be that part number or supply number. Here you see the supply number and supply number, this is the common in the both table, and that's why this supply number and supply number in that table, they work as a jointer between these two tables. But in this table, that supply number as a primary number, and that's why there is a no duplication. But in that table, supply number is a foreign key, not the primary key, and that's why you see 8259. How many times you see 8259? 1, 2, 3. 3 times. So you could say that the 8259 is a supplier number. You know that name here from the table. You know that the supplier name is CBM Corporation, and from this CBM Corporation you can know that which type of product this supplier actually supply to your store. So we can see that they actually supply door latch, door lock, and door handle. So 3 products actually supply from that supplier, because there might have different name, like my name is Mahbub, but there is 1000 Mahbub in Bangladesh, but my ID is same. My ID is unique, and that is the company's ID is unique for your organization. No matter that a company actually supply multiple product, each product have different ID. Here you see that 8259 supply door latch, but the product code is different. 8259 supply door lock, but the product code is different. 8259 supply door handle, but the product code is different, because this is the product identifier and this is the supplier identifier. Okay, so we need both foreign key and primary key. Without foreign key and primary key, we cannot add these two tables together, and that is the idea. So for our case, if I go back to our MS Access, for our case we do not have any common field between student ID and course ID. So we have to create some common field between payment and course and payment and student. Therefore, we can join these three tables together. You will show here. So what I need to do, I need to insert more rows, insert rows and insert rows. I need to add at least, sorry, not here, Control Z, not here, in the payment info. In the payment info, I need to insert 2 rows. Okay. And what would be the field? The first field would be the student ID, but be careful about the spelling. Better you just copy from here, Control C, and then you paste here. Okay. Also, you need to check that what is the definition of this student ID. Student ID is number, so you need to, here it is short text. If you keep it as a short text, you cannot work. Your work will be stopped. Yes. Hello. So what you need to do, you need to change the definition as a number, because in the student information table, the student ID is a number and spelling is this. So in the payment information table, that should be the same. Similar, you have to do the same thing. For course ID, you need to copy it or see the spelling and then paste it there. And you see that this is a course ID is a number, so that should be also the number, not the short text. Change it to number. So this is how you can create your payment information table. Okay. One important point, try to remember that student ID. So I can write in my page that the student ID or the student enroll for my university. Okay. There are 5 students and their ID is 101 to 105. So I can write down that my student ID is 101 to 105, 5 students. And my course ID is 201, 301 and 401. So there are 3 courses. Okay. And thereafter I can create this payment information table. Just change the view of the payment information. I am changing the view. Once I changing the view, it asking the save the data. Okay. It asking to save the data. Please save it. And here you see that everything is here, but there is 20. So I'm just going back and delete that 0 or O and change the view. Save the table. That's fine. Now here important information. Actually, I want to create some table manually. That is, I am showing you first that how we could make the data manually. I said that payment ID is a number, and you cannot write the payment ID anything. You cannot write payment ID there. Okay. Now say one student came to my university and he enrolled for a course. Now the student is 101. The first student. He enrolled a course for 201. The course fee say 5,000. Say that at the beginning he paid 3,000. So his payment status is not clear. His due is 2,000. And he paid made by cash. Okay, understand? That's the way. Now, if you have 3 courses and if you have 5 students, so the highest possible rows or record could be what? The highest possible record. How many? Tell me. Okay, we have 3 students. We have 5 students, 3 courses. So what could be the number of records? Total number of records. Total number of
3.
payment record. 15. It could be 15. When? When it could be 15? Whenever all 5 students takes all 5 courses, then it would be 15. okay, it would be 15. So that 15 rows we are going to cover. Actually, we are not going to cover 15 rows for the sake of time. We only cover 10 records. So say that the second student came to me and he enrolled for the same courses. The course fee is similar. This time he paid all money, so his status is clean. He has no due, and he made the payment using the check. Third student came to me, enrolled for the same class. Payment course fee is a 5,000 because course fee should be the same. He paid 2,500. Payment status is not clear. His due is 205,000, and he made by bank transfer. The fourth student came to me, okay, enrolled for the same course, same course fee, but this time paid 3,800. Rest is 1,200. Payment by Visa card. Okay, I am using my mouse. Fifth student came to me, enrolled for the same course, course fee similar. This time he pays and rest 500. This time paid by Amex. Now tell me, all the student took 5 courses, and here you see the payment ID actually automatically generate. I am not touching this because computer automatically generate it. Okay, now in the sixth record, okay, what would be the student ID?
101.
Good, 101, definitely 101, or maybe 102, I don't know, but it should not be 106. If you write 106, that means there is a mistake, because once a student join, his information first need to enter into the student table. Once a new course is offering, that information first need to insert into the student information table, and then it can appear in the payment information table, because we have 3 courses, 201, 301, 401, but you cannot write 601 because there is no such course of 601. If you have to assign the 601, that information first you need to insert in your course information table. Similarly, if a new student join, the student data first need to enter into the student information table. Then only it can appear in the payment information table. Right now we are in the payment information table. So therefore 101, the same student actually came to me, but this time he enrolled for 301. Say that course fee is 6,000 or maybe the 5,000, no problem, the same course fee, no problem. But I am actually using different combination. This time 38, then 2,200 is rest, providing by the MasterCard. 202, same course, 5,000, 4,200, 800, payment by the cash. 203, 301, 555, say 300, 1,500, pay by Visa. Okay, check, no problem. This time I am writing 404, but this time I am writing the other course 401. That means I am saying that 103 they choose 401, but 4 and 5 they choose the other course. Okay, clean, storage is clean, 0, cash. The last one 405, choose 401, 5,000. Well, okay, no problem, and say check. Okay, so this is the 10 records, but we can easily make the 15 records, but 10 records is fine for me, because what I am doing that I create different values. Why I create different values? Because I want to do some calculation, and that's why I create the different values. Actually, whenever you have so many data in your database, you can always find a different values, no matter. But just for a learning, actually I'm creating a hypothetical data. Just creating a hypothetical data, nothing else. You do not have to follow me. It's only you have to follow me the rules in terms of this student ID and the course ID. Okay, because the student ID, which is enlisted in your student ID, student table, you can only include those, but you cannot include the other from outside of your student ID. And same thing is happening for the course ID. We had 3 courses, and one course actually enrolled by 5 students. One course is enrolled by 3 students, and other course is enrolled by 2 students, that I am saying. Okay. One other important issues, you should not click anything after this row, in fact. Okay. If you click something here, then you have to delete that row first, and that's the most important part. And actually our tables are ready. Our tables are ready. And now you can understand that why I'm saying that why you should have the primary key and the foreign key, and why we have primary key and foreign key. That's the most important part, and why we said that why should have some relationship. So I already mentioned that payment ID is the primary key. Already here you can see the payment ID is a primary key. So now what you need to say or do, that all these 3 tables are open in open mode. So you have to shut it down. You have to shut it down. How? This. If you do not shut it down, you cannot proceed for the next. So the first important point is you have to shut it down. You just shut it down. Okay, we have to save it. I just save it because computer asking save. Okay, shut it down, and the student is shut it down. And once all my tables are shutting down, I am seeing that my workspace space is empty. That's good. And then I need to find out the relationship tab. I already mentioned that relationship tab you will find in the database tools. Here is the database tools. Here is the database tools. So you just toggle here, you just click there, you will find the relationship tab. Okay, relationship tab. So click there, and once you hit the relationship tab, you will find this dialog box. Okay, from there you can choose one table and click here, add. It will appear here. Once you click here, you will see that course info will be added here, and then you can add the next and add there. That is the one way. The other way, there are 2 ways. I am showing you the 2 way. The first way is this, that once you hit your relationship window, you will find this dialog box and you can add this. Okay, select this and you can add this. On the other hand, you can do it in other way. Very simple. You can just drag, hold your cursor or mouse on or over this table and drag it there and release it here. That is the one other way. Very easy. So both way you can do this, and this can rearrange. You just hold your mouse and you can move it there. Sometimes it could be happen like this. Multiple table can be come in your workspace. In that case, you just need to right button, place your cursor over this tab and right button, hide table. Hide table, easy, no worries. You can make it a little bit bigger. You can see all your field, and here you see that if I put this student ID and course ID side by side, there is a no common field. Okay, no common field. But here you see that if I put student information aside and put payment info in middle, then here you see that course ID, the course ID and the course ID are common. So you can easily make the relationship between these two, because here it is a primary key, but here it is a foreign key. At the same time, if you see here, the payment in the payment ID, student ID is foreign key, but here student ID is a parent key, primary key. So we can make the relationship here. But one important point, whenever you make relationship, the direction would be from primary key to the secondary key. The direction would be from here to there, not here to there. Okay, not this. It should be this. Okay, and it should be student ID to student ID, student ID to not other field. It should be student ID to student ID. And here you see that for each table there is a one primary key. For each table there is a one primary key, and for payment information table there is a two key or two field as a foreign key. So I can easily make the relationship. How can I make the relationship? First, we can hold this student ID using our mouse and drag it and release it over this student ID. Okay, once you release the student ID over the other student ID, you will see something student ID to student ID. But if you do the other way, like you hold this student ID, but somehow you release the student ID to other field, you will see there are different. There is different. There is different. Student ID and course fee is a different, and in that way it will not work properly. So what I need to do, I need to drag this student ID using my mouse and release it over the student ID. And thereafter I see that student ID is fine. Then you need to enforce the inferential integrity. That means a student has multiple payment, and that I already know that a single student like 101, he enrolled for two different courses, and therefore he payment twice and he has two different payment ID, and therefore enforcing is important. When I enforce create, and here you see that one icon, and that icon is known as crow's feet. If you go back to our explanation of the this one, identity relationship, this one supplier has many products, and this is called crow's feet. Actually crow's feet is looking like the other way. Okay, one supplier has many parts or many products, so many product can be ordered by multiple customer or many times, and a single product actually belongs to a single order, something like that. Okay, so this is the one, and that is a so this relationship is called one to many. This is one to many, and this relationship is called one to one. This is one to many, this is one to one, this is one to one, this is one to many, because a single customer can include multiple order. That is said, a single customer order can include multiple product. That is called one to many relationship. So therefore it's mentioning that once you hit this, that means it's mentioned we have a one to many relationship, and it is actually released over the student ID. The similar things you have to do, course ID need to release over the course ID, not the other one. If you release the other one, it is look like that, it will look like that, but you have to release it over the course ID, enforce it, create it, and here you see your relationship table is done. And this is very important, because if you want to enroll at least 5 marks of your assignment, you must have to complete this part. Okay, at least half of the marks you ensure if you able to do up to this mark. If you not able to make the relationship in the exam, you will not allowed any marks. In that case you will only get O or 0, because now my table is ready for working. Till now whatever I have done, I have just done for making my table ready. Okay, now my database is ready, I can proceed for the further, because the main component of the database we are going to learn whatever we are going to learn the next. It is just designing of the database. So I need to hit the save button, and then close it. Save button, close it. That's it. That is this up to now we just prepare my table. Now we can run for query. Okay, I run for query. We run for query. What is the query? The query means that what we want to know. What we want to know. Because in my database there might have 1,000 student information. In my database there might have thousands records. But what particular information I want to know, that is the important part of the query. Query means sending a request, and that we get the responses. And database is most important for this query function. Okay, if I write something in Google that I am writing a request or sending a request and I get the response, and therefore this is very, very, very important for your understanding. Okay, now I am going to run this because you know my lecture. I said that in the database there are two views. One is called the physical view, other is called the logical view. So here whatever you seeing, that is the physical view. So far we actually done with this physical view. But right now I want to go for the logical view. Means based on the particular interest, I am going to see the database or information in a particular way. And that is called the logical view. That is called the logical view. In the first time we see the benefit. Second time we see that the payment or payroll or salary or wage of a particular person. Okay, so we run two queries. Here you see that we run two queries, and that query we going to run using our MS Access database. So if we want to create something, we need to find the create tab, click the create tab, find the query wizard. This is the query wizard. Okay, query properties, we need to click here, query wizard. Click the query wizard. Once you click the query wizard, a dialog box will appear, and there are 4 options. But for us, we will select the default option. The default option is simple query wizard. We are going to do this simple query wizard. Click there. OK. And once you hit the OK, you will find that particular table information here and the respective field information there. But you can easily change this table information from this drop down arrow. So this is the available fields and this is the selected fields. So here you need to decide that what fields you are going to use for making this query. Okay, for your exam I will tell you which field you have to select, in fact, no matter. So, and if you change the view, you can find that other table as well. Okay, here you see that payment information table. Here you see that student information table. Okay, student information table. If you want to keep all the field in the selected field, you just select this. Okay, if you want one by one, just select this or click this. Like I am taking student ID. If you want everything, you can just click there. But I do not want everything because I want to make the table shorter. So say that I am taking student ID. Okay, I am taking first name, last name, but I am not taking anything. Then I switch the view to the course info. That is a different table. This time I take course ID and course name, not taking department. Then change the view to payment info, and from the payment info I am taking payment ID. Student ID, course ID I already took. Student ID, course ID I already took, because this is the same information. No matter that from which table I took it, because this is the primary key and the secondary key, so this is the same information. I do not need to take it again. Course fee, I know the 5,000 taka, so I am not taking the course fee. I am taking that payment ID, amount status, due amount, and payment type. So these are the fields I already selected. Then I need to hit next. In the next, it says that detail summary, no problem. I will go for the default. I'm not changing anything here. Here I can put the name, okay, student information query. Normally in your office you can write down the query name based on your request or based on your file or based on your objectives. But for my case, say that I'm writing student payment information, okay, that should be fine. I can also write that July 2020, okay, or I can only write student payment information, that's fine. Okay, finish. That's it. You can put any name, and as it is a name, there is no such thing of providing the space. If you provide the space, no problem, because it is not a field name. In case of field name, you cannot provide any space. Finish. Finish. What type of message? Let's see. Now here you see now you can see that okay, now here you can see that there are here you see that a new table, and here in the left side you see that another table is came, and this is a icon for queries, okay, and this table is not the same table in fact, because few information here like student ID to first name last name, it came from the student table. Course ID and course name is came from the course information table, and rest of the other information like payment ID, amount paid and amount status, due amount and payment type, this came from the payment information table, and that means you ran successfully the query, and from that table you can easily find out that. But our work is not finished, so that is just we run the first type of query. Now I can run the first other type of query. One of the important issues, if you learn the filter option of your MS Excel, now if I ask you that let me know that how many payments are made by cash, okay, in that case you can do it very quickly. In that case you can do it very quickly. You just select cash and you can easily find out that how many payments are made by cash. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
It's very easy to understand, but we can do it in other way. There is the one way you can do it, but I asked you to learn the other way. Okay, if I go back, if I click select all, I can go back and I can find that all data, because I have very few data, so therefore I need to keep all this. So what is the other way? Let's find it out. Hit the home button, and once you hit the home button, if you click view, this time you will find more view. Previously we only found datasheet view and design sheet view, but this time you can find SQL view, structural query language, means by using the coding you can run your database. Okay, but I'm not doing that, not using the SQL, I'm using that design view. That's fine, no problem. If you hit the design view, you will see that your relationship table at the top. Your relationship table at the top. Okay, now you need to see that all your fields are at the bottom. All your fields are at the bottom. In the first row here you see the field name. The first row here you see the field name. The second row is showing that which table belongs to this field, or the table of the related field, and then you see the sort and show. But most importantly, we need to find out this, the criteria. Okay, I know that the cash is the field under types of payment, so I need to find out the criteria under the payment option. I cannot see the everything, so there is a right arrow, I just click there and I am seeing this payment type here. So I keep my cursor there. This is just for the criteria. Here you see I'm just using my tab. Here you see my tab key, and there I need to write something like this: inverted cash inverted. That is a one option. So I can write this inverted comma cash inverted comma, and then here you see something called run. You need to hit this button. Okay, but you can do it in other way. Rather than writing inverted comma, you just write cash and then hit enter. Say that I am writing cash, CASH, spelling should be right, and I am hitting enter. Once I hit enter, the word automatically gets the inverted comma. Okay, I am showing it once again. Once I write cash and hit my enter key, it will automatically go under comma and run. You see the same result. The same result. But as I don't have that much data, I am just erasing this, and I can find out the whole table. Now, if I ask you how many students paid by Visa card, similarly, you can write the Visa card, run it. You can find that only one student payment by Visa card. So you can easily do it. Okay, you can easily do it. Now say your boss is saying that your query is too big. I do not want to see that course ID. I do not want to see this payment ID. Why you make this big list? Okay, cut down this table short. Then you can do it in two ways. The first way that you can run another query. You can go to the create tab, run the query wizard, and then you can go for running the other wizard. But if you are smart, you are not doing the same thing. You can do it in the existing table. How? You just switch your view to design view, and then the table that you do not need, the field you do not need, you just go for uncheck. Like I do not need the payment ID, I can go for uncheck. I do not need the course name, I go for uncheck. Okay, I do not need the course ID, you go for uncheck. Okay, and you do not need the payment status, you go for uncheck, and then run. You can see that your table already skews in fact, or smaller. And that is how you can use different logics of query, and you can use or utilize your table in different way. Okay, say you have to want it back. Okay, say you want it back, you need the course ID, you click the course ID once again, you run, it came back. So it is not deleted permanently, but it is there, you can get it back. So that is the one other idea. Now your boss is asking that, well, you have student ID, first name, last name, course ID, amount paid, due amount, and payment type, but I want to see the addresses of that people. Okay, I want to see that whether this student coming from the city or whether this student coming from the outside of the city. You want to see the location. What do you want to do? Do you want to create another query? You can do it, but I'm not going to do it, in fact. Rather, I am doing the different thing. Here, I am going to add this query in this existing sheet. I need address. I know that my address is under that, which table? Address. District, address, district, okay? In which table we will get the address? Information table, payment information table, course information table, student information table.
Student information.
Very simple. So therefore what I need to do, I first need to select the table here, find student information, and from there I can find that district. That is the one way. Okay? Because if you want to find it from the first table, in the first table if you click, you will find all the fields from all your tables. Say you have 10 tables, and you have hundreds field, it would be difficult to find it out. So better if you know that you can make the choice from the table, okay, and then you can select, you can reduce your selection and you can find the district here. But there is other way, very easy way. I know that you are going to use that. First, keep your cursor or mouse over this field and empty, not here. Always you need to pick a empty cell. You put the empty cell and then find the field from here and double click. Once you double click, I didn't do the double click, but right now I'm going to do the double click. It is already there, very easy. Just double click, it will be there, and run. You see the district actually added with your existing file. But it not looks good because student ID, first name, last name, course ID, payment type, and thereafter you see the district. Your boss might say you that you are not smart because you do not know how to organize the thing. So in that case, what you need to do, you need to wait for this icon. Once you find this icon, you just hold your mouse and drag it there and release it here. And this is a nice arrangement of your document or of your table. So this is the, your table is right now ready. Your table is right now ready. Okay, fine. Understand? Okay. Now say that I am saying that your boss is asking that apply 10% of the penalty for the student who pay less or who has due. Okay, now I am going to charge 10% extra money for the student whose dues are not clear, and that is called calculated field. So we are going to learn calculated field. That is called calculated field. We are going to learn how to calculate. First thing first, for the calculated field, here you see that two students, they have no due. Okay, so first I have to delete them from our list, in fact, because I do not need them because they already clean all their due. So what we can do, we can write under due amount, we can write greater than 0 and run. If you run greater than 0, you see that previously I had 10 record, right now I have 8 record, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I write more than 500, then here you see I will have the 7 record, because there is a 1 record, one student due were 500 taka, that's actually gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 record. But if I write something like that, greater than equal 500, okay, you will find that 500 is there. So there are different logic I can use under the due payment. So this is the logic. Sometimes I can ask individual student, find out the student who paid, whose dues is more than 1000. Okay, more than 1000. Under the 1000, I am not going to charge anything. So here I will get only the 3 record. So you have to write and practice in different number. Write down something equal greater than 1000. Get the point? Okay, so we can use different permutation and combination. Right now I'm just writing greater than 0 and run. So I get the 8 record. Okay, then I have to impose a penalty, and for imposing penalty I need to go back here to the design view. I need to find a empty space, making some space there. Put your cursor over the empty cell and then try to find out something called builder. So if you go there under the design tab, repeating, under the design tab you will find something called builder. You need to click the builder. once you hit the builder, you will find something. This is the workspace. Sorry, this is the workspace, and at the bottom, you will find all the field. You will find all the field. Now you have to bring the field from here to there. So how many money I have to? I am going to impose for the late payment. How much?
8.
Sorry,
8 payment.
10%. No, 10% money. 10% money. If your due use 1,000 taka, you are going to pay 800 taka. Sorry, 80 taka, something like that. 10% in fact. Okay, it is based on different. So on what basis? Based on the due payment. Based on the due payment or due amount. So therefore I need to double click due amount. So due amount is there. Thereafter I need to put shift 8, means multiplication sign, and 10% means how many? 0.01 or 0.10?
10.
0.10. So 0.10. If it is a 5%, then it should be 0.05. If it is a 25%, 0.25. So I am putting 0.010. Okay. And here you see something came here. The EXPR colon third bracket due amount. Very careful. You should not touch anything after this colon. If you touch after this colon, the expression will be not working. Okay, you have to change the name because it is a field name, and therefore you do not you cannot press or you cannot keep any space. You have to rename it, but you cannot touch anything after this colon. You cannot touch. So very carefully you keep the cursor here and hit, and then keep the cursor after 1, select shift left arrow, select and write late fee, and run. You see the late fee is added there. Okay, for the first person, from 2,000 taka he need to pay 200, from 500 taka he need to pay 50 taka more. Now I'm going to write a letter to my student that you have to pay this amount. What is the total amount? What could be the total amount? No, nobody tell anything. How much? 5,000? No. For this student, they need to pay 500 plus 50. So they need to pay 550 taka. For that student, he need to pay, because 10% is a cost, 20 taka. So for this student, they need to pay 3,000 taka. Because they already paid 2,500 taka. So they have due 2,500 taka, but this 250 taka is a penalty. So in total they have to pay 300 taka. So that I need to inform to my student. Okay. So what I need to do? I need to do another calculation. The total fee, total payment. So total payment will be this due amount and that amount. So I have to add these two tables together. Okay, I have to add these two tables together, and I have to make equal total payment, total. So therefore I have to go back here once again and need to find a empty space, running the builder, clicking the due amount. Oh my God, I am not finding the late fee here. What is the reason I do not find the late fee here? My late fee should be here. Without late fee, I am seeing that late fee here. I cannot run the late fee. Important issues. Definitely I did something, I did some mistake. And what are the mistake? The first mistake is I did not save it. Okay, I calculate that late fee, but I did not save it. So I have to save it first. Once I save it, if I now go back to the design view, find the empty cell, find the builder, that there you can see the late fee. So this time I will add the due amount, double click due amount, plus shift plus, I double click late fee. Okay, it is there. Okay, and then I find the total payment. Total payment, I do not provide any space because it is a field. So I write total payment. I didn't touch anything after the colon, and run. I will find the total payment here. Okay, and save it. And therefore, your boss might ask you that what would be the total money I am going to get from all student. One is student wise total money, that you need to tell each student that you have to pay this amount. Other is that all the amount you are getting from, you are going to get from your student. So therefore, what you need to do, you need to keep your cursor on this cell, and then you need to hit this total button. Total summation. It is an Excel function. In fact, if you just click here, you will find there is a total rows. If you unselect, the total rows will be gone. You see, it's appear, it's gone. It's appear, it's gone. It's appear, it's gone. It's come. Then click here. If you need summation, you can write summation. If you need average, you can write average. You can need count, you can write count. But I need sum. No matter whether you ask or not, you need to do it. Therefore, I can say to my boss that we have total amount received is 26,300 taka. We have due 13,700 taka, but we can earn 1,370 taka as a late fee. So in total, we are going to get 15,070 taka from my student. That's the issues of query. Then I have to hit the OK, and that is end of my query, in fact. But I can run different query. I'm just showing you some idea. If you really want to know, you need to spend much more time on the query, in fact. Okay. Once your query done, your boss need to probably ask you to do something. Then your boss will say you, now inform each and every customer about their late payment. Okay. In that case, we are going to do something called mail merge or word merge. I'm going to show you the word merge here, and that would be the last topics for today. Word merge or mail merge. What is the function of the word merge and mail merge? The function of the word merge and mail merge is that we have 8 records, means we have 8 students. Somehow we have 5 students, but 5 students has different records. So therefore, we say that we have 8 records. So we need to write 8 letters or 8 SMS or 8 email. Okay, but we cannot write 8 separate email, because if you have 1,000 customer or 1,000 student or 10,000 student, you cannot write 10,000 separate letter. Okay, you can only write only single letter, but it automatically generate 8,000 or 10,000 or 8 letters. You will going to write a single letter, but it automatically generate 8 letters, and that is the option is called mail merge or word merge. But for mail merge and word merge, there is a one criteria. Remember, for mail merge and word merge, there is a one criteria. You must have the query. Okay, without query, you cannot run the mail merge and word merge. Once your query is open, you can easily find the mail merge and word merge. If you hit the external data, here you see the word merge. Very easily you can find the word merge. But I would say that you can do it in another way. Say you have so many queries, okay, and more than 2 queries are open. So you are confused that which query you are really working on. In that case, you can shut down your queries, all your queries, and once you shut down your word merge, you can work on that. You see that you can just hit the right button, and you can find the export, and you can find the word merge. you can do it in both way. You can go for opening your word merge, your query and find the external data and find the word merge. On the other hand, you can do it. You can just right button, find the export and find the word merge. That is the one option. So word merge means it's a Word document, but it is a tag based Word document. So I'm just clicking here, right button, export, word merge. Once I click the word merge, it will appear a a dialog box. And first one is says that link your data to an existing Microsoft Word document. Say your company have a template, a letter template. So in that case, you just link your word merge to that template. Okay. For my case, I do not have any template, so I am not clicking or linking my data to existing worksheet. Rather than I am selecting the new document. Okay, I am clicking the second one. I am clicking the second one and OK. And once I hit OK, you will see that a new Word file will be created at the bottom. I have only a Word document, but there will be other Word document will be created. Just wait. My computer is getting slow, but you will see the result. Just wait for a few seconds. Oh, it's stuck. It's stuck. Let's see. Yes, it's appear. This one, the document one. This one. You can see. You can see, right? Hopefully you can see. Most important function here. The first important function that you can see lots of things, but most important function is there. Under the mailing tab, you need to find out something called insert merge field. It is a very, very important. The number of fields that you choose for your query that should be appear under this tab. Okay, here you see, if you click there, you will see all the tab. That's you work or that's you choose for your query. You remember that I left out some tab like payment ID, so payment ID is not here. And one important point, if you need some important field for writing the letter or mail merge, which is not inserted in your query, you need to insert that field first in the query, like this tick. Okay, that is important point, because if you like somehow you need the payment ID for writing this word merge. Okay, but first you need to insert the word merge to your query. First you have to insert the payment ID or particular field in the query, then only you can see it here. If you do not include that particular field in your query, you may not find that field under this insert merge field. Okay, that is the one issue. So I am starting writing a letter. Date. Today's date is 29th of July 2020, and therefore I am writing to. Normally I write to, and then first name. This is the first name, but this is the tag. This is I am not typing. I'm just clicking down that first name from the top arrow, pressing the space. Using a space bar, then I putting the last name, enter, putting the address. Okay, then I can write the subjects. Okay, course fee. Then I'm writing Mr. or whatever we write, Miss, right? MS. Okay, then I writing the last name, because normally we ask people by their formal name, and then I writing student ID. That I am typing. Student ID I type, but that student ID I just drag here. Okay, because a similar name could be there are same name student. Okay, many students have the same name, so therefore their ID is always unique. So I'm writing your course. Okay, your due amount for the course. I'm writing the course, but here I would write the course ID added. So your due amount for the course is BDT, Bangladeshi Taka. Right now I'm putting that due amount. Okay, and your late fee is BDT Taka, late fee. Full stop. Therefore, you are requested to pay a total of BDT, this time total amount, by 31st of July 2020. Your sincerely. Okay, say that my name is ABC or XYZ, whatever. Your typing is finished. You did very well. Okay, but interesting thing you can see here. The second interesting thing is called the steps. There are 5 steps, but rather than using the 5 steps, I complete my letter in the first stage. Okay, now you just click. You click. Nothing would be happen. Click. Right now in the second stage you can decide that whether you are going to write a letter or email or envelope or label or directory. I am writing a letter. Second stage, no problem. Third stage, no problem. Fourth stage, no problem. But fifth stage will be the preview. Very, very careful. Here you see that I put some this is the tag. I didn't type it. I just recall it from the upper portion. This is the tag. Okay. These all tag. These are tag. Okay, don't type. I see that many students typing actually. No, you should not type. You just recall from this window, because once I click the next one, you will see that all the tags will be changed dynamically. Here you see, watch, change. Okay, Ripon Sarkar, the first one. That is the first student. Here you see the first student. Okay, and his student ID. Let's see, click there. Ishtiaq Ahmed. Okay, it automatically generates the letter. I can do a little bit different way. I'm just little bit going back, and actually I'm putting it up. Okay. Okay, now you see it looks better. It looks better. 8 records. I have 8 records. Okay. Now I am going to complete the letter, complete the merge. My function is finished. Once I go the complete letter, there are 2 options. Print. You can go for printing, but I would recommend you, before printing, you go for individual edit. Individual edit means that this time you can edit individual letter, like single letter, but that will not affect the other letter, because right now if you just say that I'm just deleting this full stop, it can affect to all page. It can affect to all page. Means changing anything in any page, that can affect to the other page. But in case of edit individual letter, it cannot affect the other page, only affect the single page. So I prefer, before you print out, you go for edit individual letter. How many paper you want to print? Say that I want to print all. Okay, another Word file will be created. This is the another Word file. It is the third Word file. Here you see the third Word file, letter 1, and you can go by using the scroll of your computer. Okay, this time I'm doing a little changing. What? Individual edit, like Ripon Sarkar, I'm just writing, deleting this MS, only the Mr. For Ishtiaq Ahmed, delete this. It will not impact the other file. Bishas, Boishaki Bishas, for her, we need to delete Mr. She might feel better. Ripon Sarkar once again, because he has to due. Maria Sultana. And then I can go for printing. After printed out, I can sign the letter and put into the envelope and ask my dispatch department to send that letter to student addresses, and I can save it there. And this is how you can run the word bunch. Okay, so therefore you should not have any worries. That I'm saying that if we have a database, we can directly send a single message, but that message can be sent to each and every student, and that is the mail merge system. Now, do you understand the concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that is the end of today's lecture, in fact. So I'm going back to my slide, my MS Access file. I can save it down, and from the next day I will start the other thing. I will show you the reports, and I will show the report and the form, and that would be the last class for me. Okay, but query it seems easy.